Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome back to another Sprinkler Supply Store product overview. I'm Sprinkler Nerd Andy, and today we're gonna take a look at the Toro EZ-FLO Plus series valve. This valve does come in a number of different inlets over here, and outlets. This one happens to be the slip by slip or glue by glue, but you can also get this valve in, I'm gonna cheat here and look at the sheet. You can get it in female by female. Again, this is glue by glue. You can get it in male by male. You can get it in male by barbed. And I'm pretty sure, no, you can get it slip without flow control. So, as well. But let's, I want to take this valve apart and kind of show you all the parts and pieces in case you're looking to make a replacement and you're watching this video because you want to see what's in this valve. Let's go ahead and do that. First thing I'm going to do is unscrew the solenoid. So you can take a look at this. And the nice part about this solenoid is that the plunger is encapsulated so it cannot fall out into the valve box like some other Toro model solenoids where the plunger can just simply drop out. So you don't have to worry about that. This is the on-off, easy on-off handle for the valve, so you can turn the valve on by hand. Okay, and then this is known as a jar top valve, meaning when you look at the top of the valve, there's no screws or bolts. There's just this retainer ring that you can potentially unscrew by hand. As long as it's not super tight. If it is too tight, you can use a pair of channel locks or other wrench to loosen it, but you just simply unscrew it like this, and then the ring comes off just like a canning jar, basically jar top. And then once that's off, you can remove the bonnet, and there's a spring in here, so just to be careful not to lose your spring inside your valve box, or if you do, make sure you clean it off real good if it drops in. Then you have your diaphragm underneath that. Let's go ahead and pull the diaphragm off of here. We sell replacement diaphragms, so if you need a replacement diaphragm, you can find that on our website. It can be easier sometimes just to buy, and more cost effective, just to buy a replacement valve, and that way you have all of the parts that you might need, including a new bonnet top. Sometimes you can just replace the entire guts and top of the valve. And then you see in here, this is like the seat. I don't know the technical name for it, kind of call it the diaphragm seat that the diaphragm sits on, and then there you have the inside of the valve. So if you are replacing your diaphragm, you want to make sure you clean this out really well, and you check for any debris that could be in here that would cause the diaphragm not to seat properly. So you can actually take this out, clean this off really good, clean out the inside of the valve, then start putting the valve back together. And as I just mentioned, instead of buying a new diaphragm, sometimes if you buy the whole new valve, then you can just replace the guts entirely and get a good working valve without having to cut the bottom out of the system. So there's where the diaphragm is going to sit. Then I'm going to take the diaphragm piece, put it back into place like that. This one, just check it again, doesn't have any particular markings on it that need to be lined up. So this diaphragm can go in any direction. Okay, then after that, you put your spring back on top, and then you have the top of the valve, AKA the valve bonnet, that will sit in place like that. Then you have your jar top ring to the canning jar that you will put on top. Oops, here's what we're gonna do. I did that backwards. What I should have done is put the ring on first, line it up as such, then put it on and tighten it down. Just like that, get it good and snug. Then we'll put the on-off toggle switch back on, screw in the solenoid. And again, just as a reminder, you always want to make sure your solenoid is all the way tight. Tight is in the automatic position. You can turn the valve on by loosening the solenoid, but you want to make sure that you remember to turn it off so that it can run in the automatic position. Then you have over here this little screw, get the wires out of the way. This is the bleed screw. So if you loosen this, you can turn the valve on and off manually as well. And that's really all there is to it. This is the EZ-FLO jar top valve by Toro. And if we can help you either with this valve, maybe you need help identifying a valve that you have in the ground that's older that you need replacement parts for, we're happy to do that. You can reach us by phone, chat, and email. And until the next sprinkler supply store product overview, happy sprinkling, my friends. We'll talk to you then.